Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Logitech G Playdays Brawlhalla Solos event. We're so happy you are joining us here today, and we're excited to bring you a lot of exciting Brawlhalla action. We've had over 1,000 participants across 3 different regions, and we're down to those grand finals here today. So our finals match schedule is going to be in order. We're going to start with EU with Ahmet versus Bamya. We'll go to South America with Use versus Tankilo, and then we'll finish up the day with NA, and that's going to be Raid Dish versus Balloon Boy. Now, what's on the line? What are these players playing for here today? So that EU format and prizing again, like we mentioned, 3 regional finals. It was an open bracket with a best of 5 series, double elimination bracket as well, and that prizing. First and second place going to be receiving a Logitech G prize pack featuring the new Pro X Super Light 2 and the Pro X TKL Rapid. First place also going to be walking away with $400 cash. Second place, $300. Third place, $200. And fourth place today going to be walking away with $100. Now, of course, we got to have some casters bringing you this Brawlhalla action. So we brought back Duke and Flambeau in the booth. How you guys doing today?
It's always a good time when I get to watch some Brawlhalla, get to see some high-level Brawlhalla. So I'm very excited. Also, this is my first event, first like esports Brawlhalla competition of the year. So I get to kind of see what's happened since last year, since BCX. What have people been doing? What names have really been putting in the time in the off season? So it's going to be a really interesting time for sure.
Yeah, no, I feel similarly to Duke here, right? Like we've had our off season, the BCX 2024 came and went, the book was shut, and everyone started kind of taking those few couple months to kind of experiment with the meta, see what's going on. There's a balance patch, a couple of changes, trying to figure out which legends are the ones that are at the top of the crop now. And so really, I'm just excited to see what people have been able to cook up.
Yeah, so we can take a look at our bracket here. And like we mentioned, this grand final is going to be Ahmet versus Bamya. What are you guys thinking about both the bracket and this matchup we're about to see?
Personally, I'm very interested to see what they're going to be playing. Bamya is a little bit of a known name. I think he did really well in the last Logitech Playdays. But on the other side, Ahmet is a relative unknown for me. He's not one of the people that I would have expected to be in this spot. He's not Godly. He's not Munir. He's not S-Great. Munir had to do a lower bracket run to get even into the top 16. So it's been a little bit of a shakeup as far as EU goes. I had to do some research on Ahmet, and he was PR'd 29 last year. His best placement was in the trial of Leve, where he got 13th. So definitely a really big step up in skill level here for Ahmet.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you there, Duke. Like, I also had to do a bit of my own homework to look into Ahmet, because I was like, dang, like, similarly to you, no Godly, no, like, where's Knees at? You know, where's the names we're used to seeing up here? But, I mean, even looking at the reported legends today off of Start GG, I've been seeing Petra. We'll see if that's verifiable in just a moment, if that's actually the legend he's been rocking with throughout the tournament. But we haven't actually seen Petra in a hot second ever since Radish hopped off of that legend for the Red Raptors. So it'll be kind of nice to see. I guess Munir as well played a little bit of Petra, but otherwise, legend that's kind of been sitting by the wayside, so should be good.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of see this bracket sort of play out in this grand finals. Like you guys mentioned, kind of closing the book on 2024, and now we get to open a new chapter here with 2025, and maybe, you know, a little appetizer, so to speak, with what might be coming up in this new year in the Brawlhalla scene. You know, from that balance patch perspective, anything you guys may be predicting or expecting to see here, you know, show up kind of in the field?
I'm expecting, or I'm hoping for more Sword, because that seemed to be the big thing that most people focused on, is when the balance patch kind of went through, was Sword got more buffs and is still good, and all the people who main any other weapon are like, why does Sword keep getting good things? So I'm kind of expecting more Sword.
Yeah, no, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I feel like, I mean, I've been the sword is the best weapon in the game enthusiast for a long time now, and I still think so, and it's just getting better. So I'm like, hopefully we'll see some of that kind of metabolize a little bit. But also, Katars have been by the wayside for too long. They're still really good, especially in singles. I would love to see someone, the Asuri should be back out by now, but for some reason she keeps just disappearing.
Yeah, well, it sounds like that grand finals match is ready. So I'm going to let you two kind of take it from here, and we'll see you when this grand finals concludes.
All right. Well, as we were talking about weapons that might show up, neither of them are on the docket. Instead, it's going to be kind of gauntlet focused, which I guess is kind of normal. It's a little bit more NA in my opinion. How do you feel, Flambeau?
Yeah, I feel like in EU you do end up getting like quite a bit more Rocket Lance in Ulgrim. But I do feel like gauntlets have been kind of the name of the game for like a while now. I feel like that was more of a twos thing though, but I mean Mordex has like been Mordex, so like obviously people are always going to pick him. And then we were talking about the Petra a little bit before earlier, and so it's actually going to be pretty cool to see Ahmet pilot this character.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see kind of how he plays this out. Oh, wow. Okay. Leaning a little bit more into the orb than I'm used to seeing from the Petras. Like a lot of times I feel like they're gauntlet mains that'll just kind of splash in some orb.
Yeah, I feel similarly, especially like, you throw out like a lot of, sometimes you rack up damage with that orb and you swap over to the gauntlets, you throw out some of those wild signatures that Petra has, but Ahmet here probably looking for maybe like one sidelight here in the corner, maybe two, depending. Petra does hit extremely hard though, so we'll see what that KO option is going to be, and goes for the extension there because of the gravity cancel. That's going to be an easy stock take for Ahmet.
That was a great recognition from Ahmet. I thought for sure that was going to be a sidelight side air, go for that consistent damage, but knew he could get that extra hit into the KO and went in with that nair recovery.
Oof, and Bamya's having a tough time hitting Ahmet. I didn't think it was going to look so bad to start. Hold on, goes for the weapon throw. It's not going to connect. Nice retaliation from Ahmet on the way back up as well, but Bamya cannot seem to get these hits here in neutral. Just can't break through the mold.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit similar to what happened in Winner's Final. It was Ahmet who won 3-1, and I was looking at this like, that's a bit surprising, but seeing how this is going, I kind of get it. Ahmet's been really in the driver's seat, especially with this orb, really getting that extension very consistently with that sidelight in air.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, Bamya kind of fishing, right? Throwing out these end lights, needs to get some sort of a dodge read here or throw out a stray signature or something, but about to get lapped again here. Ahmet looking for the final KOing blow, tries to get that unarmed Sayer. It's not going to connect. Unarmed Nair will, though, and one recovery will seal the deal here. Bamya has to be careful.
Yeah, talking about fishing, man. He's just throwing out some heavy moves. Saw that N-Sig whiff, and in my gut, I'm like, man, Bamya really wants this KO, but it's going to be Ahmet with another one.
He's going to leave the weapon there as well. Says, go ahead, pick it up. Ooh, and gets the punish here as well. Tries to go for that down air, not guaranteed. And maybe a year ago that would have worked, but not this year.
Okay, good side air. Bamya's going real low on that one. Was likely setting up for an error recovery, but this is going to be it. And yeah, 3 stock to start off our grand finals for EU.
That was brutal. I'm not gonna lie. He got the meanest dodge read there at the end there, and I don't even know what Bamya was supposed to do. And you get read that hard by gauntlets off stage, like your stock is just gone. There's nothing saving you from that weapon, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think many players, like literally me earlier today when I was playing ranked, got caught by a nair off stage when my recovery was coming out. And at that point, it's just over and it's heartbreaking. You just kind of swing and hope you can get a chase dodge up. But I'm sure Bamya saw that and saw the writing on the wall the second his recovery got stuffed.
Yeah, no, I mean, even looking at the damage numbers from that game, right? Like basically 500 damage coming out from Ahmet. Pretty standard damage number, I would think. But then on the side of Bamya, 182 damage. So that's like barely getting someone past the red, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, not barely. You got them to the red and a little bit more, but like that's one stock. Like you couldn't even. You're in grands, like what's going on here? But Ahmet clearly, I mean, you were saying before the winners finals kind of went that way. Maybe we're gonna see a repeat of that here in the grands.
We're seeing a swap on the side of Bamya. It's going to be over to the Teros. And this is one thing that I was kind of thinking about. You were talking about how like he's like fishing for the neutral light. And that's kind of like the pitfall of sights sometimes is if you're not getting those dodge reads, then you're going to struggle to rack up damage. With something like Teros, you don't have to worry about getting that dodge read because you're going to hit hard with that single hit, that maybe double hit if you go for the hammer. So it's going to be able to compete a little bit better against Ahmet. Or not.
Yeah, if Bamya is able to get a weapon, finally manages to get one, but not without taking 5 hits of unanswered damage. Now, swinging back in here with that axe, I mean, those circular hitboxes, we've talked about them for years, Duke. How simple it is to line up those hitboxes against your opponents, and especially with Teros with all that force, it will be easy. Oh, he got over the lip there. I don't even know that Bamya was expecting for that nair to go over the corner.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted it that high because he left himself open on the side, and Ahmet took full advantage of it.
Will he get out though? I mean, he can't get off the side right now. Ahmet just putting so much pressure here. Forces out the recovery. Oh man.
Dude. You saw the triple exclamation points. I was like, where's that axe recovery? It comes up, but Ahmet did such a good job catching him while he was sweat beating up and not letting him touch back down onto the ground. So Bamya had no way of recovering after getting launched to the right side.
Yeah, he really scooped him. I didn't expect it. I mean, oh, maybe.
Okay.
All right, that's
Good
going to
bait.
work. So this is already a better game in comparison to game 1. Bamya at least able to get a stock, has the axe in hand here as well. Might be able to rack up a bit of damage, but Ahmet going to go ahead and grab that orb that we've seen already prove such a worthy adversary to Bamya here. I wonder if Bamya can bring it back.
I mean, Ahmet's doing a really good job consistently getting these damage. Wow, sidelight and with the nair follow-up gets caught on the easy read, the classic sidelight N-sig for the Petras, and a full stock advantage basically to Ahmet.
At this point, I mean, Teros did a little bit better, but you can see every time Ahmet gets an opening, it's 2, 3, sometimes even 5 hits in a row. Meanwhile, Bamya, you know, kind of fishing for these strays. There we go, get a stomp Sayer. It's good damage. It's Teros after all, but needs to win more interactions in neutral to have a shot to even bring this back.
Man, I really feel like Ahmet is so okay.
Disgusting.
Dude, Ahmet's so good. He's doing a really good job specifically about recognizing the dodges of Bamya, and almost every single time Bamya throws out a dodge wrong, Ahmet full-on punishes. You saw that gravity cancel N-sig immediately. Ahmet comes over, dash jump, turnaround, dare towards the wall. Even that final sequence, like that was a burn dodge from Bamya, and he goes, okay, gravity cancel, side light, side air. Easy KOs.
And it really goes to show you kind of like who's really putting in that time and effort during the offseason to really grind and get there, right? We were all kind of looking at Ahmet, and we're like, yeah, pretty good. Power rank 29, clearly not just like some random guy, but still someone we're not quite used to seeing this far in bracket, making it look easy, right? If this is any precursor to what the 2025 season is going to look like for Brawlhalla, I'm scared for EU when it comes winter champs.
Yeah, and like not to sleep on Bamya at all, man. This is PR number 7 from last year. So he was definitely a really strong competitor. Obviously, you can see he's gotten the 100 wins at the max elo. So he's, of course, a strong competitor for the ranked ladder at the very least, but he's just getting freed up a little bit against Ahmet.
3, 2, 1. So now we're going to Demon Island, and we're going to go ahead and have Mirage instead here. I mean, that means we're going to have that spear. We're going to have some pretty good signatures as well, but I'm wondering if just a legend swap is going to be enough. We saw a legend swap last game as well. Teros didn't really do much. Do you think Mirage is going to work?
I feel like this is just like throwing darts at a board. Like Bamya at the very least got a stock in the last game, but like again, you know what? I just need to speak wrongly and it'll work out because Bamya getting the first stock in this one.
Yeah, I mean, that neutral sig so fast, clean setup off of either a light side light or a neutral light as well. And you can see Ahmet's having a tough time kind of getting into Bamya now. Maybe Bamya just needed the opportunity to play with the lead. And so far, it's working out so well. Every hit here, all that Mirage force, really making the gap that much lighter.
Okay, nice safe option there. Bamya with that neutral light jump side air. Weapon toss, still able to pick it up as well. Ahmet needing to come back into this one. Likely going to look for a setup with the side airs. Ooh, Bamya actually got in there with that nair.
Oh, Oh, the recovery's not going to be enough, but one more probably will do it. Mirage doesn't have a whole lot of defense. We can see he goes for that N-Light N6 setup again, goes for the down sig as well. Says, if you try to cross me up, I'm going to spin around and make sure you second guess going for that option.
It almost feels like Bamia just needed a character that he was comfortable throwing out the SIGs. Because he's thrown out, I feel like, so many more SIGs on this Mirage, and he's going to get another stock with that Spear.
Go ahead, swap right over back to that Scythe. Ahmet looking a little bit lost here, and perhaps Bamia making the correct adjustments, throws that Scythe away immediately, gets a D-Light, doesn't combos, beating him up on arm now. I don't know where the second win came from for Bamia, but came at the right time, as looks like likely going to win this game number 3. We'll see if Ahmet has anything to say about that.
Yeah, this feels like a full-on different Bamia right now. A lot less dodging in neutral, a lot more just using... Oh, that was almost dirty.
He's still going though. Hold on.
Oh. Okay. You know what? He had to find a different dirt pile. He was like, that one not enough. We got to go high for this dirt pile. And Bamia gonna get himself on the board.
What a read. Goes extremely high up there and then just goes for the turnaround gravity cancel N-Sig. And that Sig hits like so hard. Like so hard. I don't think people like run into Mirage often enough on the ladder to like remember, but there's a few Sigs in the game that like just kind of have a bit more oomph than like you're kind of expecting. And I think Mirage N-Sig is one of them. Kind of gives me only shades of old cross N-Sig. Only shades, not nearly as powerful, but
vague shades of it. I mean, it comes out so fast too for how hard it hits.
Yeah, right. You miss, you're like, whatever.
It helps that Bamia's going in. I just noticed he's on the strength stand, so he's actually got 8 strength to go up against Ahmet. I think that was one of the things that maybe he's looking for here, is to be able to like keep up in that strength department, because that was one of the things he immediately swapped off of with the Mordex, right? Like Terra's also high strength.
Oh man, and he's getting the reads now too. Ahmet looking a little bit flustered, but still hanging in there. I'm wondering if Ahmet can get a lead, if that's all it'll take. Is it one of those things where both of these players are just better at playing from behind? I love the stall there with the ground pound to make it harder for Bamia to catch him on the way down. Realized he was sweat beating and needed one more mix-up option.
Okay. He's got the stage control. Gonna fake out. Looked like he was gonna go for a dare, and they end up swapping places again.
Good patience coming out here. Nice catch on the landing there from Ahmet. Goes for the sidelights there. Not going to be enough. That weapon despawns as well and actually goes in the favor of Bamia, but the gravity cancel N-Sig off of the D-Light. Not quite strong enough to get the stock, but almost enough to secure the KO.
I like the idea, though. He wanted to go for the efficient KO. Saw that he was in the red. Was hoping that maybe there was enough oomph on it, but that recovery is going to do it. And here's that opportunity, kind of like what you were talking about. Who can actually play from behind? Because so far, whoever gets the lead first kind of has just been keeping it.
Bamia trying not to let the gap become too wide, and just like that, man, she gets a dash jump, fastfall down air to go ahead and yeet Ahmet off into the KO box there. And so now we have a tie game, as close as it can quite literally be. I mean, even damage here. Ahmet gets the first hit. Bamia trying to counter punch, manages to get an N-Light into a Nair as well, and is getting a lot. But hold on, Ahmet gets him without a dodge. That's guaranteed 4 hits. Huge punish off of that opportunity.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage. I kind of like the way Bamia's playing this out, though, with his Scythe. He's going a little bit more reactionary, right? Like, he'll go for an opener and then just kind of watch, see what Ahmet's going to do, and then try to punish after Ahmet does the reaction.
Bamia has been a little bit scared in the corners in a lot of these matches. Comes to the stage a little bit quicker this time around. Nice read there with the N-Light. Doesn't get a follow-up, though, but, I mean, this damage is racking up. The down sig is hitting as well. Ooh, that read could have been disastrous, but Ahmet's not going to find it. Off the corner here, gets caught by the down air. Bamia wants to secure the knockout, gets a reverse nair, and that should be it. The gravity cancel D-Light to secure the knockout. Bamia has brought this back.
That is the power of Scythe right there. That control that Bamia had on the offstage, just keeping Ahmet in that open air. Every single time Ahmet got close to the wall, Bamia kept him away from it. Got that easy KO.
Ooh,
good spot dodge through it.
I love the patience coming out here from Bamia. Tries to get the swing. And you see, just going left, right, left, to right. What side are you going to land on so I can N-Light? Ahmet manages to just attack out of that disadvantageous situation and has been able to get the knockout. But at this point, in the very light orange here, right? You have some damage to make up for, but we do know Ahmed's punish game does have the capability to bring things back. There's 4 hits in a row right there, and suddenly things are almost even again.
Yeah, Ahmed really just putting in that work. Ooh, sidelight just slightly off the mark. That could have been really bad for Bamia. This one is going to be pretty bad for Bamia as it is off stage and another side air. Bamia's in trouble. Gravity cancel side 6 is going to whiff, and he's not going to get the wall touch. 3-1. Ahmed is the champion.
Okay, yeah, kind of a bit of a haphazard ending there. I think Bamio really panicked toward the last sequence there, burned his dodge instantly, and then started jumping toward the stage. Made it really easy for Ahmet to go off stage and hit him back off before he got his dodge back. And then at that point, he kind of ran out of recovery options, started going for gravity cancel side sig to get a little bit of extra space. And at that point, you're making it easy for Ahmet. Ahmet said, "Let me just pull the wool over your eyes and let's just call this game."
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I was watching that like final sequence where they're both in the open air, and I couldn't tell in my head if it was Ahmet kind of baiting in the position that Bamia would want to gravity cancel side sig, or Bamia really wanting to get that gravity cancel side sig, so he's staying at that specific range. But either way, like it was very clear Bamia was going to go for the gravity cancel side sig, and Ahmet outspaced it and got an easy punish. So I don't know. That was very well played from Ahmet. I'm actually really excited to see how Ahmet's going to do for the rest of the year.
No, I feel the same way, especially considering how that last game went. Played with so much confidence, so much vigor. And I mean, he was playing even from behind going into that final stock, but we were able to watch and observe just like that, was able to make up for the damage deficit and turn the entire game around to close out the tournament. So huge props and respect to Ahmet. Can't wait to see more of you this year.
Yeah, that was some solid play all around. But I'm curious how Frank felt watching on the sideline there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that series. That's one of those series where as it progressed, you wish there was like more games. Like it would have went to a game 5 because, I feel like Bamia just kind of got off to a rough start. You get 3 stocked in your first, game of the series, and it looked a little shaky. But then once he switched over to that Mirage, was able to find his footing. But with Ahmet's like punish game, there was so little room for error that just that game 4, got caught one too many times and series was over. But yeah, just the way those two were going at it, I think, wish we got to see a game 5 between those two because it was really starting to heat up there. But yeah, big props to Ahmet. Again, excited to see kind of what this year holds. And, if that kind of series is any indication, it's going to be an exciting one. But that's going to be it for our EU region. We're going to throw it to a brief commercial break, and we'll be back with the South American Grand Finals. So stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Logitech G Playdays Brawlhalla event. We just wrapped up our EU Grand Finals, which means we'll be moving on to South America. We're going to watch Yous go up against Tankilo. We've got some awesome prizing again for these tournament participants, but you guys tuned in right now can win some prizes as well. Thanks to Brawlhalla, we have this awesome orb weapon skin featuring the Logitech G on a keycap. Can also receive that in-game title, I put the G in GG, and a Logitech G in-game avatar. So go ahead and check the Twitch chat for more information on those rewards. And of course, if you guys want to get in our next Brawlhalla event, stay up to date on all things going on within that Logitech G community, be sure to join our Discord. Now, moving on to South America, your format again, we have 3 regional grand finals going on today. It was an open bracket competition with over thousands of participants. Each of these series is going to be a best of 5. It is double elimination, so we could see a bracket reset potentially. And again, that prize pool for South America going to be first walking away with 400, second 300, third 200, and fourth 100. Now, we've got our casters, Duke and Flambeau, waiting to bring you the next grand finals. Guys, how are we feeling after that first one? Are we excited to get into the next one? How we doing?
That was a very good first set. Very excited in the sense of, seeing some new faces. But this is South America. We're getting to see our familiar faces. And this is one thing that I've always appreciated about South America is that they kind of always show up. There isn't an opportunity for too many people to be like, oh, but X player isn't there, so that tournament's Mickey. No, South America, they're always there. You got Yous, you got Vem Tankilo, you got Wes. Only person missing from this roster is Kaina, but other than that, there's a lot of heavy hitters in the South American region, and so I'm really excited to see who all managed to show up.
Yeah, no, I feel similarly. I mean, of course, first thing I'm thinking is, well, we have not just the 1, but the 2-time BCX world champion sitting in here today, right? And so I think everyone is just going to be looking to see, can you keep that level of consistency? What have you been up to during the off season? Been tranquilo, been around the block for quite some time, but then when you look at the head-to-head between Yous and Ben Tranquilo, it's not great. It's like 13-1, I think, in favor of Yous. So obviously pretty skewed in favor of the world champion. But today's a new day and anything could happen.
Yeah, just kind of looking at this bracket here, Yous on a tear. I think the only player so far that we've seen go 3-0 this long on the kind of stomp to the grand final. So like you mentioned, kind of, the powerhouse coming into this one, but you never know what you're going to get. Any meta shifts here you guys seeing, maybe predicting? I know we were talking about seeing some sword, but, after watching that first grand final, are people just kind of going with the comfort pick still?
Well, I have the advantage of being in the lobby, so I can say that the sword is definitely a little bit more in this one. Not overly surprising on the side of Yous is a sword player. He's got great sword. He's got regular sword. He's been a Jaehyun main for a hot minute. I mean, that's what he's won the last 2 world championships with. So it would be weird for him to not want to use sword. But I love that Vem Tankilo is kind of going to an old mainstay. The Bodvar has kind of fallen out of popularity for literally no reason, in my opinion. But I'm glad he's coming back. And so that's what we're seeing on the side of Vem Tankilo, also busting out a sword.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with this one. I mean, Jaehyun, that's the classic. Sword got buffs, and we've been seeing so much of, 1-2 BCXs, technically 3 if you want to count the Aun lines, right? So nothing too surprising here coming out on the side of Yous. But then, of course, we're mentioning that Bodvar pick. Bodvar used to be like peanut butter and jelly to Brawlhalla every single tournament. Bodvar. And then suddenly, people thought Hammer was absolutely trash and was never going to be good in the meta again. kind of disappeared. But then when it did come back, everyone was playing Taros instead because they thought Axe was so overpowered. But it looks like we're going to be hop right into game number 1 between Ben Tranquilo and Use, the current world champion. This should be good.
Yeah, definitely a lot of eyes, a lot of expectations on how Yu's is going to be playing, especially when you're coming in here on what can arguably considered your main. But on the other side, like Vem Kilo, there's no losing for him, right? Like his worst case scenario is like what? He went to grand finals against Yu's. Like, come on, no one's going to be mad at him for this.
Yeah, and I mean, especially, you know, trying out the Bodvar, maybe, you know, trying to see going into the new year and new esports season, like what is going to be that sauce I'm trying to run with, right? You know, start trying out some new things. I mean, granted, this sword play from you is arguably, I mean, I don't even think it's arguably, I think he just is the best sword player on the planet right now. No one else has been able to prove otherwise. He's won 2 BCXs with Jaeyun, but Ben Tranquilo trying to make it competitive.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Yu's is like for a long time, he seemed like he was just a really good greatsword player who sometimes had a sword in his hands. But like lately, especially like towards the end of 2024, he really brought up his sword game. And now you're starting to see it really come out. He's going to be playing basically all sword for the first stock.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like people, I mean, I see the greatsword criers on Twitter. I see them. Oh my God, it's so busted. It's so strong. It's a good weapon. But you cannot sleep on this sword. You do not see you saying, you know what, let me swap over to Mako, or let me swap over to Magyar or Mugi even. It's always Jaeyun because he gets to cook like this, right? But man, you can't underestimate the power of that sword as well. We saw it in mid-seasons when he started whipping out that Alucard too.
Yeah, for sure. I think South America's been looking at the sword for at least a little while now. Good movement there from Vem Kilo. Got to the ground, got behind. Unfortunate, it's not going to lead to a KO just yet, but the weapon toss, yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, not too bad of a deficit here, but needs to get some clean openings. The sword is a great neutral weapon, right? And so hopefully Vem Kilo can use that to his advantage, but he's whiffing these hitboxes and Use is capitalizing on these mistakes.
All right, Use able to come back down, keeping it clean and simple, hits that neutral light, just a side light, and you're not seeing an immediate follow-up. That's one of the things that, like, with the recent balance change, I thought people were going to go for is, like, more things off of that side light.
Yeah, right. You know, definitely getting that side light and light true off of certain hitboxes swings. And then I know Jiro, people were saying got like side sig, but apparently it could be like dash landed, canceled or something like that. But despite that, right, just trying to see overall more experimentation with that side light. But sword is just such a good neutral weapon here, right? And so Vem Kilo is really just going to try to nickel and dime his way back into this match. And so far he's close, one D-light away, maybe in the corner, maybe even throw that Bodvar down sig we're all familiar with.
Oh, goes over to the hammer there. Little slow on that ground pound. Nice big stare there. That's why people like the hammer.
He needs a D-light. A stray recovery will do it too, but you can see Use playing a little bit more on the back foot.
Okay, there's the follow-up off the side light, down light into the recovery. A little bit more consistent there, and Vem Kilo is going to even it up, but still a little hurt.
That's one of those classics as well. Well, here we go. Huge string. The end light finisher's not enough. Jeez. Got the read on him.
The second he picks up the greatsword, immediate 5-piece. He's like, okay, let's go for another one. Hits him with a 4-piece on the mix-up there, too. That jump turnaround down air to punish the dodge in from Vem. Uses cooking. He did not slouch at all in the offseason.
Yeah, no, he's looking like he's in tip-top shape. I'm not gonna hold you, dude. He looks like he's ready to cook and keep on cooking. I will say, Vem Kilo though did do pretty well in that game one. Obviously, clearly did not win it, but I saw a lot of actually really good things with that sword. I feel like this kind of happens often, no matter what region we're in, where like the hammer play always seems to be lacking a fair bit, with the exception of Kaina, of course. But still, I mean, was able to hang decently well. Maybe game 2 will look a little bit differently.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So this game 1 at least felt really sword heavy on the side of Vem Kilo. Like he had the hammer for a couple of moments, but it really felt like he wanted to just play a sword legend. Is there a better sword legend? Like if you're only playing sword, is there a better legend that you would recommend?
I mean,
3, 2,
If I think about it, right, like I mean, you're playing in a great sword. I think like Asuri is always like a pretty safe one to pick, right? I also think if you wanted to play Jaeyun and go sword only, perfectly fine option. You can't forget about characters like Jala, also really good. Alucard, I feel like the sword legends in general, like I don't know that there's a bad one, right? People will say
Okay.
Thatch, and even he's still really freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, down like gravity cancel side sig. Don't sleep on it. But we're already seeing game number 2 here, looking a little bit more even. Vem Tranquilo is going to throw away this sword. Went left and then ran right. That was a really weird throw from Vem.
Oh, the patience from Yuz here, getting 5 hits. And now the next finisher will take the stock likely here. He could also go for a side sig. But Yuz generally doesn't go for sigs with this greatsword much at all. It's kind of one of the defining characteristics of his gameplay.
Yeah, it is weird because there was a hot minute where like Jaeyuns all across the world were going for like side light or neutral light into immediate dash end sig, and Yuz is like, no, I just want the consistent, just like dodge read punishes.
And the other thing he has too is on that sword, if he wants to go for Ensig, the Whirlwind, also a very strong KO option. But Yuz, like he really does play Brawlhalla on a very fundamental level. Kind of similar, I always say like similar to Kaina, but kind of does it with different weapons. He really plays so heavily in the neutral game and will just kind of just slice you. Death by 1,000 cuts is not uncommon through Yuz. He got his KO there with a Nair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like he's just been really strong at being like, okay, I'll win neutral enough times that like I don't have to go for those big swings to finish you off early or efficiently. I can just build up the damage safely and not worry about it. Okay, downlight recovery from Vem. Good response.
But it is a little bit weird because it's like kind of the same thing that Kaina would do. But, you know, with Taros, you're going for Axe and like D-Light.
Yeah.
You're getting your KOs at like reasonable damage ranges. Oh, hold on. Vem Tranquilo kind of cooking for a second there. Oh, but Yuz fires right back. You let the greatsword go to Demon Island?
Yeah, man, he's got the raw confidence. Or maybe they just really like this map. Okay, neutral light. Keeping him on the corner there, trying to match his movement, but Yuz does end up landing back onto the stage.
Okay, cues up another sword there. 1 D-Light recovery will take the stock from Vem Tranquilo. He knows that. Oh, jumps right over that D-Light. Holds on to that stock a little bit longer. Doing such a great job of fighting his way back into this match. Even if he loses the stock now, it'll be a D-Light recovery away on the way back. And that's exactly what it's going to be for Yuz. But Vem Tranquilo, I don't know if he has another sword queued up. Does he have a hammer? He does.
Okay, we'll see what he can do with this hammer. He's pretty much going to have to play this whole stock on it at this rate. He is taking so much damage and not really getting any hits in.
Oh,
Oof.
okay, gets a nair, but at this point, like, the damage has been done. Finally gets a sword, but a little too late. You're already in the orange. Gets hit by the backside of that side light, but isn't going to lead to much of anything. And great patience from Yuz yet again. Gets caught by the gravity cancel D-Light, though, and Vem Tranquilo is going to be able to bring it down to the final stock. But, oh, you're going to keep the hammer? Oh,
He's
that's
crazy.
an interesting choice.
We'll see how that pans out for him. Is right now he needs to at least hurt Yuz. Okay, nice nair. Ooh, went for the dodge down.
Well, 1 D-Light for Yuz is all it takes here to bring this
Yeah.
to game 3.
Honestly, like a nair might do it again.
Look how patient he is too, right? Goes for that recovery, so hard to punish. Picking only safe options here. Go for another end light if he wants to in the corner. 1 more end light will be the game. Recovery
need it,
instead,
though.
we'll take it.
Well, Yuz looking so strong. Like you said, that death by 1,000 cuts. Yuz is just, he'll play the safe game, catch you with something that is relatively unpunishable, and just chip away at you. And that's exactly what happened there at the end.
Like 653 damage is like kind of absurd. Like
It's a lot. It's like I will be like, oh, it's inefficient, but for Yuz, it's totally fine because he's finishing off with sword nair, a very late sword recovery, and what might as well have been a sword neutral light. Like he was
Yeah.
finishing off with some kind of absurd options.
I still feel weird about the Bodvar pick though, right? Like I'm happy to see the legend again, but what kind of my experience of watching that last game was Vem Tranquilo keeping it pretty close up until the final stock, and then being forced onto the hammer and just getting taken from white to orange, getting maybe one hit the entire time with it, right? And it's like, well, I don't know if that's what it's going to look like when you're on the hammer. It might be worth experimenting with a different legend, but he's locking in the Bodvar, and we're going back to Demon Island as well. So I guess his answer is I just need to play better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like alluding to in game 2, was like, is there, you know, a better stat line that might work for him, or a better secondary weapon, or even just a better signature kit? Because he hasn't really used the signature kit of Bodvard's sword. He hasn't had success with the hammer of the sword. Ooh. Oh, okay, never mind. We're good. I need to criticize him again. We're good.
So I was gonna say Hattori's right there. It's a clean one, and I think that's what we need, right? Like, oh my gosh, hold on. Like, Use just like gets a hit, and then it's like, all right, so are we just going in a blender? Is the vortex beginning? Luckily, Ventranquil is able to get out, but like, how much of a lead are you gonna be able to get for yourself? Has yet to be able to get a singular hit on Use post taking the stock. I think the sword is gonna make it a lot easier. Manages to get 2 hits now, and it's looking to get even more here.
Saw that sword recovery stars come out. He's got stuff there. Nice, just a fading recovery, nice. And immediate 3-piece into that neutral finisher.
Okay, so not much of a lead, right? Like, I feel like Ventranquil had to do so much to get that first stock, right? Had to get a hard read with a signature in the corner to get any bit of a lead, and then Use just so comfortably weaving around him has already brought the damage more or less back here. What's the Ventranquil have to do? I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy because like that was a fantastically big play at the start, and Use just evens it all up. And unfortunately for Vem, he can't really rely on going for those absurd plays, although he does go off stage again. Likely was trying to get him into that corner where it'll actually bounce him down.
Oh. Okay, goes for a slide charge side tick. Perhaps not the one to go for there. Maybe down tick would have worked a little bit better, but Use needs to get back on the stage. Manages to do so and is biding some time to go pick up that sword there.
Nice. The neutralites. Playing it smart. Goes just far enough away, and Use actually not able to get the hit for the chase dodge and couldn't get back down onto the stage.
I believe Use has a sword queued up. Oh, it's going to be a great sword, actually. Okay, cool. So it's going to need to go for a 3-piece or maybe a gravity cancel downlight finisher if he wants to go for that as well. Whoa, okay, he's doing some new stuff here. Goes for the ground version of the downer there, and then tries to get a dodge read off of that.
Dude, I love doing that. The sidelight dash jump down air just to go into the stage. It's such a goofy option and really doesn't do anything better than anything else, but it really mixes up your opponent.
Yeah, they get confused. Even though it only does 1 damage, it's worth.
They're like, why did you... Okay. Okay, keeping him on the corner. Doesn't get the downlight that he wants, but Vem stuck on the hammer, gonna throw it away. Honestly, I think picking up a weapon here for Vem is a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think you just try to get your hits in unarmed while you can. If you lose the stock, you lose the stock. He picks up the sword, but now he's gonna lose the stock, which means he has a hammer next, and we saw how this kind of played out in the last game. Hopefully it's a little bit different for Ventranquil this time around.
Yeah, this is exactly why I was like, maybe don't pick up the weapon, is because you prime that hammer as the next pickup, but did a really good job throwing it away, didn't stick on it, and he was able to swap to the sword. Ooh.
Okay. Good job, Ventranquil was able to swing that around, but at this point, still behind by a little bit. 1 dodge read is all it takes for Use to win this one.
Oh, what a spot dodge on the side of Use. Vem gets disarmed there by the dare and the recovery, and Use with the 3 stock. Did he go undefeated? I think he did.
World champion, baby. Does it again. Well, I mean, 650 damage again, right? Just like averaging over 200 damage every single game per stock, right? Which is like that's so much damage, but he just, not only is he winning neutral over and over, but he's capitalizing really well, right? I mean, the great sword makes it easy. You get a dodger with a great sword, you're getting 5 hits minimum, right? So like easy to get the damage there, but with the sword, which is what I believe you spent the majority of his time on, it was looking real rough to get out of any of those hitboxes.
Yeah, this is making me very curious who's going to be able to put a stop to him in 2025. We saw kind of have a lot of success in the beginning to mid part of 2024 against him, but then God said, no, you can't play your Terros anymore against him. It's not going to have success. So I'm curious to see if like maybe they buff Terros again and it's going to be fine. But right now, Use is looking really hard to beat.
Yeah, and also Chakram is around the corner, right? So who knows what things are going to look like when Priya ends up dropping and shaking up the meta in that way. That could be something that even Use isn't ready for because there's no way to prepare for it.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be some time before it gets into competitive, but either way, I think Frank is ready to give us his opinions on that last set.
Yeah, I think, another exciting one, definitely a dominant performance, I would say. But yeah, I think, the most impressive thing about Use, you mentioned the damage, and while it seems high, it's like the neutral control and just the patience. It's almost like the restraint is the most impressive part at times, where just kind of the way they're able to pick their battles and not overextend is really the difference maker there in a lot of those matches. And like you guys have said, like the year is going to be interesting, new characters and legends and things dropping. Where's the meta going to land? What's the shakeup going to look like? But when your play is that solid, it's kind of like up to the player at that point, right? Like you can buff and drop whatever you want, but when the player's individual skill is that high and you have that, character mastery, that's its own kind of set of challenges for competitors to overcome. So definitely going to make for an exciting year regardless, but that is going to do it for our South American Grand Finals. We're going to throw it to one more commercial break, and we'll be back with the NA Grand Finals. So stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Logitech G Playdays Brawlhalla event. We've got one more region to go here for our grand finals, and we're going to be heading over to NA to watch Radish go up against Balloon Boy. And before we get into that one, let's remind you guys again of our format and prizing. So again, 3 regional finals. We had an open bracket. We had over 1,000 participants for this Playdays event. These are all going to be best of 5 series with double elimination. Maybe an NA will get that bracket reset, but we will have to see. Just to remind you guys again, our winners, 1st through 4th, going to be receiving that Logitech G prize pack featuring the Pro X Superlight 2 and the Pro X TKL Rapid, alongside some cash prizing, with 1st taking home $400, 2nd taking home $300, 3rd $200, and 4th $100. And if you guys tuned in right now also want to have a chance to receive that same Logitech G prize pack giveaway, check for the link in chat right now. Click that and go ahead and follow those steps, and you can also be entered to win. So pretty good stuff there for you guys tuned in right now. But going into our final region, let's bring in our casters, Duke and Flambeau, for one last grand finals. How we feeling about going into NA here?
Dude, I love NA. Absolutely my favorite region. So I'm excited, as always, to see how they're going to do. When I was looking at the bracket, I want to say like either earlier today or yesterday, I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. No Sandstorm, no Marky Moo, like not some of the staples that I personally like enjoy watching. But looking at the bracket, I'm like, you know what, this makes sense though. Radish, Balloon Boy, definitely 2 really strong competitors. We've gotten to see Balloon Boy really come into his own in 2024. So not really too crazy to see both of them here.
Yeah, no, and to follow up off of that, Duke, like these two have kind of established a pretty big bit of a rivalry. I mean, over the year, looks like their head-to-head right now is 7-8, so in favor of Balloon Boy. But the last time they played, it seems like it was at Moose Wars Snowfall at the end of the year, and Radish did get the win over Balloon Boy there. So it's hard to say who's actually going to win this tournament, but it could be either of these players, truth be told.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see. And with, you know, such close statistics like that, maybe we will get the bracket reset, but I think the game is ready. So Duke and Flambeau, I'm going to let you two take it from here.
Well, I know everybody at home loves to see a bracket reset. We love to see more games because, as we kind of alluded to earlier, there was a couple of those sets where we were like, you know what? If this went to game 5, if this got that reset, I could see this being a really impressive showing on both sides and get to really see how everything pans out. But now we're getting into it, and a little bit of a surprise. Balloon Boy on the Diana, not too weird. He's played Diana, but I think most people expected the Zariel.
Yeah, that's what I would have expected as well. I mean, even when like before Balloon Boy was good, not that he was ever bad, but now he's just really good. You'd hop on the ladder, you'd queue into Balloon Boy. This Diana is what you would see. But in the past year, that Zerial really made a name for itself, especially that Devil Jin skin in particular for Balloon Boy. But looking like, we're going to swap things over here. Maybe trying to get these blasters back. Blasters have gotten quite a bit of buffs over the past couple patches. Maybe trying to see how he feels.
Yeah, I'm really curious if this is like a 2025 pick, or if this is maybe like hey, I just want to try this out for this event where PR isn't on the line. I'm really curious, but either way, he'll still have that comfort pick of the bow. Hasn't actually had to use it though. His blasters have been looking really solid.
Yeah, I was able to get that D-Light recovery. One of those buffs that did happen recently was I got a little bit more juice added back to it. But outside of that, I think the other change was in the nair of the blasters as well, getting a little bit more combo ability in certain situations. And of course, can't forget that down air change as well, right? But right now, no blasters in hand as Balloon Boy is just trying to get back down to the center of the stage. They pick up those blasters now, but a little bit too late perhaps as Raiders gets that sidelight there. He's still trying to even things out here. Spirit Bomb won't work, but the down air, man, you get so good at bicycle kicking those right over the lip of the stage that I still find myself impressed by it though.
Yeah, that's the mark of a true orb main, is being able to consistently get that right on the corner. A Balloon Boy, I was going to applaud his patience on that return to stage, right? Like, he was really holding that recovery, but went a little too close there, and Raiders caught him with that bicycle kick.
Now, granted, Diana, one of those legends in the game that, to bring back old Brawlhalla terminology, kind of has that god property on a lot of her signatures. I don't know that I've ever seen a Diana signature drop ever.
I think, yeah, like you said, the god property. It's literally against the rules of the universe for those to drop.
We'll see. I mean, Balloon Boy not throwing any out, so you're not getting a demonstration of why those signatures are so good, as Radish is still trying to bring things back here. Balloon Boy has a pretty sizable lead. Oh, nice catch from Radish, though. That should be the stock. Does he have enough? One dodge, and he won't be able to make it.
Balloon Boy trying to be tricky on those returns back to the stage. You saw the start of that one. He went for a bow recovery away from the stage to kind of just mess up the timing of Radish. Now he's over to the blasters, though.
You're going to see a lot of those down airs. The safest move in the kit. You can at least throw it out without fear of getting punished too heavily. But Raiders still finding some punishes in between some of these down airs, though. Just putting himself in the right spot to be able to get the hit.
Yeah, staying just alongside him as he gets caught by the side sig. The only sig he needs is the one that finishes game number 1. Balloon Boy going to get the lead.
And that's what you get, right? When you're not someone that's pressing the sig button like that, when you do finally press the button, you just catch your opponent asleep at the wheel because they've been conditioned throughout the entirety of the match that it's just not something you're going to do. Boom. Perfect time to hit them with the jump scare. And just like that, Balloon Boy is able to get game 1.
Yeah, Radish is going to be thinking about that one for a hot minute at least, because he definitely was not expecting that side sig. And that's like a classic Diana thing, right? It's just like side light into side sig. But Radish he didn't think Balloon Boy was going to do it.
Yeah, especially, a little bit of a weird spot for it too, right? Hit him like right off the corner of the stage. Just maybe wasn't quite ready for it, but hopefully this game too is a little bit different for Radish here. He was playing from behind pretty much that entire game, and Balloon Boy started off that first game with the blasters in hand, I believe, and was able to get quite a bit of damage here. It's going to be grabbed against the D-Light into the Sarah as well. Balloon Boy unscathed and going high. Oh, he goes for the nair. Interesting, and D-Light recovery shouldn't be enough. One more though. Oh, goes for that little extra bit, wanted the stock, and you know what? Didn't get punished for going for the end sig there, so it's all worth in the end.
Dude, we talk so much. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm running away if I'm Balloon Boy.
Yeah. We talked so much about Balloon Boy not being on the Zariel and being over on this Diana. We didn't even mention the fact that Radish isn't on Red Raptor. He's on Petra, like an old pick for Radish.
Yeah, that is true, right? This is like take me back to Omen Oasis, whatever year that was. You know, like
Yeah.
it's really going back in time here. Yeah, I used to be rocking the Ryu sometimes too. I remember in that
He
set. I
had
would be
like
just,
yellow Ken. I
Yeah, oh my
specifically had
God.
to ask him about like what is this pick? He's like yellow Ken.
mustard candy. Ugh. But
All
you
right,
know,
Balloon Boy.
people have their preferences.
Bow in hand for Balloon Boy. Radish gonna come over, hit him with that side air. But yeah, Balloon Boy getting an opportunity to get some extra credit here. Pretty hurt though.
Nice patience being exhibited here. Balloon Boy whiffs a side light, gets hit by a side air for his troubles. And nice weapon
Ooh.
throw to stop the down sig. The bow has despawned though, but a perfectly timed dodge to get through that gravity cancel side light is going to keep Balloon Boy in this game. Well, but that D-light was terrible. I think he did it in the wrong direction by accident.
Yeah, he just was swinging the absolute wrong direction. Radish with that easy punish. I do really like that bow toss because it did interrupt that down sig from Radish, but everything is now even.
So many active frames on that orb recovery there, catching the back end of the kind of recovery frames of Balloon Boy's dodge. And now we have a much closer game than we did in game one. Radish actually has the lead here, but for how much longer? Balloon Boy's blasters, not bad by any means, but they're not having that same gusto they were having in that first game.
Yeah, definitely not finding the strings that he was getting in game number one. Like now you're seeing he gets a neutral light and then nothing else. Like Radish is really changing up how he reacts out of it.
Okay, back to the bow. Hopefully makes things a little bit easier, at least as far as finding some hits. Okay, wow, nice.
Okay.
Three pieces
okay.
counting 4. And you get
Good
stage
jump over.
positioning as well.
Oh, Balloon Boy starting to come back. Down sig goes over the corner. I thought he was going to bounce. Can he finish it? No. Radish with a great recovery. Gets that chase dodge up. He's going to survive.
Yeah, unfortunate part about that is the weapon throw was not quite good enough yet from Balloon Boy. But, I mean, at this point, the damage is even. Might lose the stock here. Not quite.
Oh.
Maybe off of this. He doesn't have any more resources to actually chase Balloon Boy. Nice.
Yeah, like you said. I love the decision there. Goes for a weapon toss forward and then fast fall low for the recovery. Just covering a lot of different options there. Balloon Boy ends up getting caught, but this should be evener. Yep.
Nice.
Side sig.
Yeah, the accuracy on these SIGs for Balloon Boy have been pretty darn good. I think missing only that end SIG we saw a little bit earlier on, but has been able to get the side SIG 2 times now and that down SIG as well.
And even that end sig was pretty close.
Yeah, that was a good one, you know? Def worth going for.
Okay. The wake up, downlight into just going back onto the stage for a side light. What an option.
So yeah, I take my time. That's where things start to get a little bit scary here, right? The damage is just about even. Balloon Boy gonna swap over to the bow. We've seen those SIGs on the bow connect so many times here. Radish definitely gonna want to be scouting those out now.
Yeah, he's got to respect it. Oh, wait. Weapon toss, not going to hit. Ground pound, not going to hit. Radish
Nice.
couldn't convert it, though, and Balloon Boy will take game number 2.
Great awareness there from Balloon Boy, kind of recognizing that even though he gave Radish the hit, Radish did not touch the stage, so he just had to run away from him to make sure he didn't get any more chase dodges and that he would win the game there. So that's going to be 2-0 Balloon Boy, who, as I was mentioning before, the last time, and I'll just double check to make super sure, the last time they played was at Moose Forest Snowfall, where Radish did win that 3-0. And so we're kind of seeing the back and forth of the nature of this rivalry between these two players play out in full effect here. Hopefully, maybe in this game 3, Radish will have something else to say about it.
I mean, even in the confines of this bracket itself, you're seeing that back and forth because it was Radish who knocked Balloon Boy into the elimination bracket. And now it's Balloon Boy about to get a reset. So again, that kind of back and forth, that ping pong between the two.
Let's see. And I'm wondering if he ends up going to a reset here, if he goes to Red Raptor for the reset of Grands.
Would you play the Legend Chicken? Would you be like, I'm going to stubborn it out until you swap?
I wouldn't, personally, but there's a reason they're there and I'm here, I guess.
Okay, the dodge gets through that side light. But good fight back onto the stage on the side of Radish.
Imagine how this must feel for Radish as well, right? Like, when was the last time really like anyone had to deal with a blasters in a competitive setting and tournament this far in, right? Like, you really start thinking about it. It's like, I mean, you know, Cody always pulls up to BCX, but outside that isn't really around as much as he used to be. Wow, what a dodge.
Yeah. Really good job from Balloon Boy there. Managed to get past that Ensig. Uh-oh. Could convert this into trouble, but Radish just stays low, avoids Balloon Boy there.
Who the weapon despawns, but luckily here's another one for Balloon Boy. Has those blasters in hand now. D-Light recovery, I don't think we'll have enough juice on it quite yet, but after that's there, should be enough. Ooh. Nice try.
I respect it. Downlight, yep, easy recovery, and Balloon Boy gonna take the stock lead despite the fact that he went to red really fast. He managed to turn that around.
Gets caught by the side air, and it's gonna have enough force to knock out outright. That's that Petra strength stat coming into effect there, but still a close game, all things considered. I mean, Balloon Boy clearly looking to go ahead and reset this bracket and is in a very good position to do so. Already 2-0 up in the set, but Radish maybe trying to figure things out a little bit.
Well, that was a burn dodge on the side of Balloon Boy, or sorry, on the side of Radish, so Balloon Boy gonna get a little bit extra there.
Wow, these blasters are really doing it for Radish. Can't seem to get through.
He is definitely struggling. Balloon Boy doing a really good job of just staying grounded and kind of catching Radish when he comes in. Ooh,
nice try.
Big read attempt there. He was hoping Radish was going to spot dodge.
And not enough. One more from Radish. Sidelights there in the corner. Something. Goes for the reverse down air.
Careful. Okay, Balloon Boy backs away. Thought he was going to bait for the downlight ground pound.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. Got right through that down sig, but couldn't get up. Radish with the neutral light. Gonna take the stock advantage here over Balloon Boy. Juggling weapons. Looks like he's going to stick with the orb.
Okay, there's that another pair of blasters there, which I think at this point, if you're Radish, that's kind of what you want. A raw side air isn't going to KO you quite yet. Balloon Boy has to get the delay in order to find the knockout. Goes for a delay recovery there, and it looked like there was a period in that where it wasn't true. It looks like he fell out in the middle or something, but yeah, Balloon Boy just kept drifting to the right and got that hit with the final blow of the recovery anyway.
Yeah, just kept moving towards him, ended up working out. That was a dodge up on the side of Radish. Balloon Boy not able to get more after that nair.
Nice. Ooh, turnaround Sayer from Balloon Boy as well. D-Light to Sayer, pushes him off stage. The down air, bad spot for Radish, needs to get back.
Nice.
The turnaround Ensig is going to be it. Balloon Boy secures a reset over Radish 3-0 in the first set of grand finals.
Our first reset and our last reset of the day, and fantastic edge guarding coming out from Balloon Boy to set up for that one. You saw the way he pushed Radish off stage and then went to the outside and below. He was wanting that gravity cancel Ensig and immediately got it and got the KO.
Yeah, I think there's an immediate level of panic that sets in when you get hit by bow down air off stage. Just like the base knockback of that move is so strong that you're like, I'm gonna have to burn at least 2 jumps and maybe my recovery to get back here. And at that point, it's so much easier to secure the edge guard, especially with those diagonal signatures. Like, she just does it into the stage and he gets sent straight down. So it's insane.
Yeah, really solid signature kit. And so far, Balloon Boy, he's hit every sig on the bow. He's hit none on the blasters.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah. 0. Tried the Ensig at least like 2 or 3 times, but none of the others.
Well, the down sig is still good. Who was it that used to do like downlight, jump, gravity cancel, down sig with the blasters?
That just sounds wild, but smart at the same time, you know?
I want to say it was like, what is this name? Oh, well, it doesn't matter, as we're now with Balloon Boy and Radish. Game number 1 of the reset, and we're getting a map change up.
Balloon Boy looking to get another 3 games. Radish is trying to put something on the board here. Don't give it up for free.
Okay. Weapon toss down gets him in.
Nice catch.
A little bit forced to play these gauntlets. Haven't seen a lot of his gauntlets here in this set so far.
Throwing out the down sig as well. Nice sure you can punish there coming out from Radish. Balloon Boy goes for a root with that side sig again. This time it's not going to connect, which might be one of the first.
Yeah, Radish kind of recognizing, you know what, he's going for the side sig more often than not off of that instead of like the end sig for that 50-50. So he's like, I'll just stay high for now.
Speaking of that end sig, you see Balloon Boy try another one. It doesn't work, but the D-Light recovery is the tried and true classic bread and butter combo that will secure the knockout yet again.
Man, Radish is really struggling here against Balloon Boy. Side light, side air. Not even going to put him too far off stage.
Just hunting him down. Falling side airs from Balloon Boy seem to be the name of the game here. Radish getting caught by this approach option over and over again. Maybe a down sig here. Goes for down air. It's not going to work. Balloon Boy ran out of options to get to the stage, though. So Radish will be given that stock.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for the bow toss up into like recovery towards the stage, but instead swung for a nair trying to catch Radish and just didn't get the hit for the chase dodge.
I got to give it up, though. These blasters look good. They look good.
Sure.
I mean, there we go. The end light, you know, man, just get to gravity cancel D-lights as well. It's been a while since we've seen blasters gameplay look this clean, truth be told.
Dude, I absolutely adore a blasters player who will jump forward and swing with that side air, just push it into the opponent because it can KO so easily. But final stock here for Radish here in game number 1.
Yeah, it's not looking too good right now. This might be the 6-0 for Balloon Boy here. If things keep going the way they've been going. Such a tough time trying to retaliate here. The punish game from Radish not looking nearly as powerful as Balloon Boy's. And it's really these juggles.
Oh, man. He got enough damage there. He's going to swap over to the blasters. Doesn't even need to fish for the downlight recovery. Instead, the side airs might just do it for him. Yo!
Just like that, Balloon Boy getting another game on Radish. That's 4 in a row unanswered games from Balloon Boy. Radish is looking lost. Radish is looking like he does not know what the answer is. He keeps trying to brute force this Petra. It hasn't been working. The gauntlets haven't done anything particularly of note as well, right? A very strong offstage weapon. You would expect to see maybe a bit more aggression offstage coming out from Radish, but we're not getting that. And then also, as far as the signature kit goes, we're not seeing too much in the vein of that either. I think
Orb
we saw maybe one end sig. Did we see a down sig?
He's doing orb down sig on the edge guard. They're not really hitting, but like,
yeah.
At least he's like using it to kind of cover and delay those returns to stage.
We did see one orb end sig as well. That was really good.
But I feel you. I asked this before the reset if they were going to continue to play like Legend Chicken. I thought for sure Radish is going to swap to Red Raptor, especially after that L, after losing 4 games in a row. But it looks like he's going to try to tough this one out. Maybe just change up the map, go back to Demon Island here. We'll see how well that works out for him.
Okay, well, Radish gets the first weapon, so hopefully that's a good start. Gonna be able to get some hits here and starve Balloon Boy in the process. Keeping that orb, gets a nice gravity cancel sidelight as well. Balloon Boy will get a weapon, but not without taking at least a third-ish of his stock in damage. So fantastic start for Radish.
Yeah, probably the best Radish has looked so far. Here's that edge guard. Here's
Nice.
that down sig. Not quite enough. Another one. Oh, Balloon Boy can't touch.
Yeah, tries to bide enough time to get another dodge back. Doesn't have enough time. Loses that stock really quick. Radish might be able to actually get one on the board here. This game number, I mean, at this point, I guess we call it game 5, technically, is looking a lot better for him.
Yeah, Radish. He's looking like a whole different monster, but he's onto the gauntlets, which have not been too monstrous for him. He's mostly just hit gauntlet end sig, I swear.
Yeah, pretty much. Balloon Boy looking for some sort of opening here. Gets caught on the dodge by Radish. Radish finally starting to get some strings going on these punishes. But is it a little too late here? Balloon Boy is trailing behind by a lot. If I'm Balloon Boy even, I might just kind of say, you know what? I've won so many games in a row. I'm down to kind of just like let this one go. But Balloon Boy does not seem to show any signs of looking to give up in this game to the reset.
Okay, well, might have to give it up soon as Radish is up 3 stocks to 1, but like you said, maybe Balloon Boy just doesn't want to get 3 stocked at the very least.
Yeah, might just get 1 stock and then jump off the map. Or, you know, sometimes just getting the stock is a problem, and then you get the stock and you go on to the next one and you're able to rack up the damage easily and flow into the next knockout without much issue, that suddenly things turn around. We'll see. Here's a chance for Balloon Boy to see if that's kind of the vibe he's on right now.
Yeah, I mean, for sure in this position, players who are in Radish's spot will get a little overeager. They'll be a little overconfident, but right now Radish looking good, hasn't flubbed anything, and this is going to be game for Radish.
And that's kind of tricky, right? Like, that's some like Petra specific stuff that we see there. A lot of the times, one of the most common baits you would see from org players would be they'd do a full jump down air and then come with a falling side air at the end of it to try to bait you coming in to punish the down air. We saw kind of a variation of that with the down sig actually from Petra, and then he falls with the side air afterward as we're watching Balloon Boy try to get back to the stage, gets caught by the side air, ends up losing the stock. So great stuff from Radish all around there to finally show a little bit of life and get a game on the board in this grand finals, but still needs to win 2 more. This is going to be it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked a little bit about the conditioning that Balloon Boy was able to set up so that he could get that bow side sig. That, I think that edge guard at the end was Radish conditioning, right? He's gone for that orb down sig a bunch, but didn't really fall after it with a side air until just that moment.
I got to keep your options fresh. Don't want anything to expire, and that's exactly what Radish was doing there, making sure you're just putting things on rotation. Keeping Balloon Boy on his toes. Balloon Boy, though, still on this Diana, and the blasters are looking so good right now. Has only taken 2 hits of damage, and it looks like both of these players are resolved to going to Demon Island every single time.
Yeah, might just be the favored pick now that Apocalypse, I think, is out of the 1v1 pool.
That is correct, yes.
Ooh. Both of them staying really stacked there. A little bit of a scary spot. Radish now with that stage control. Not an immediate down sig that time.
Ooh. Goes for the end sig again. Hasn't been able to get these reads quite yet off the side light. But that's okay. Was able to get a couple of those earlier. Just seems like Radish just made the adjustments. And the Shoryuken is going to go ahead and secure that stock as well. Radish maybe finally figuring out what he needs to do here. It looks like the kind of the perk of being on the winner side of Grands is starting to play out in full effect.
Yep, like you said, that advantage that he has. He can throw away 3 games and still have more games behind it. On the other side, Balloon Boy, he doesn't have that advantage. Okay, Radish starting to get some good hits here again. Side light, side air.
Oh, he gets caught without anything here. Exhausted recovery is all you got.
Oh,
reverse nair, he saves him technically.
Yeah, I think if he had kept Balloon Boy to the right, could have been a stock, but either way, Radish, another opportunity, has plenty of health.
Yeah, Balloon Boy, a D-Light recovery away here. His N-Light's just not packing enough force for what he needs right now. Good weapon throw. It's not enough.
It's not enough. That time it'll do it. The unarmed recovery, but that's just enough to even up the stock count. Balloon Boy has to still be careful. Weapon spawn on the left side. Balloon Boy not going to deny it. Instead, going to try to cover it.
Okay. Nice falling recovery coming out from Radish. Balloon Boy swings back on the way down. It's going to be kind of the most pivotal match of the series here, right? We got 1-1 on both players. You want this advantage going into the next game. Just to know you have that comfort of the ability to maybe drop 1 more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see Balloon Boy wanting to get that advantage, the way he is denying weapons, the way he's keeping that center stage. Radish, side light, side air. Balloon Boy cannot afford another one.
Whoa.
Nice. The side air for the chase dodge. Went to the outside. Radish was not expecting that.
Yeah, getting cheeky with the recovery here, which you got to do sometimes, but then another reverse end-sig from Raider saying, stop dodging through me. It's tried, dude. I've seen this a million times. Do something else.
Yeah, you can change up how you get to the wall, but once you try to get over the wall, keep going for the same option. That's nice. Trouble, but finish it. Yep, gravity cancel side light there. And that is going to be final stocks here for game number 3.
And I love the aggression there from Balloon Boy, making sure to go ahead to seal the deal on that stock, right? You don't want the gap to become too large where it feels too hard to come back into the game. I mean, look at this. Chase dodging with the recovery. Gets to turn around side air.
Fadeaway Sair.
Oh! A little
Balloon
higher.
Boy.
That would have been game.
Yeah. Dude, he's feeling real good right now. He's been putting out a lot of damage again, keeping Radish on that corner. Radish fighting back, not panicking too much, not giving Balloon Boy the opportunity to get that gravity cancel end sig again. Whoa.
Okay.
He's looking
Has
for
the
the
weapon in
downline.
hand here. Those blasters might be able to do it. One D-Light is all it takes for Balloon Boy here.
Ooh, the first side sig he throws out, and like the last, because that went nowhere for him.
They're just still fishing for that D-Light. The side airs are becoming scary now, and that's exactly what's going to be what secures the stock. Balloon Boy, one game away from being the Logitech G PLAYDAYS champion this time around, unless Radish has anything to say about it. But Radish at this point has had ample opportunity to put some words out there, and that really only came in the form of one game.
Dude, that was tough though, because that game number 3 looked like Radish's game. Like he had Balloon Boy deep red second stock while he was still on his first stock, and Balloon Boy managed to scrap that one back. He really came alive in that final, like that last stock and just before it. Like that was looking like Radish's game up until that moment.
Even here, we're looking at the strikes. We're probably going back to Demon Island again. No, we're actually going to the
No.
Fortress of Lions. Finally, a change of scenery. Hopefully, it makes a difference, though, because once again, this is potentially the final game of this bracket for North America. If Balloon Boy is able to seal the deal, if Radish is able to win this one, we will go to the ultimate tiebreaker, game number 5.
We'll see how this one shakes out as we get into it. On, like you said, the Fortress of Lions. Balloon Boy gets in, hits the neutral light, not able to get much else after it. Caught the dodge there.
A great use of the gauntlet weapon throw there to kind of open things up. Radish been getting a lot of these neutral sigs now, which must feel good, but despite getting these neutral sigs, isn't winning the games.
Yeah, I think only like one has even KO'd at this point.
And he's
There's the weapons
hunting.
farm. And they're staying very even.
You know, looking at the patience from both of these players here. Sidelight from Balloon Boy gets the dodge read with the side signature. And that sig is so tricky. The starting hitbox of that move does start behind Diana. So you really can catch people dodging in like that.
Yeah, that'll definitely catch a lot of people off guard with how it goes behind her a little bit. And that was exactly what Balloon Boy needed. Radish tried to finish it off there. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Gravity Cancel Ensig didn't do it for him.
The patience. Insane right now. Radish is looking for an opening here. Wants to bring things back to even stocks at least. And that's going to be it with a delayed recovery. Catching the dodge there from Balloon Boy. But racked up damage to the yellow. Not the worst that things could be here. That's one good orb stream from Radish.
Yeah, definitely still very doable. I went for the GC sidelight. Thought Radish was going to get a little closer there.
Oh.
There's the side zig, and it will hit. Not going to KO, though. Dare. How's he finish it? Doesn't have to.
Is this the end for Radish here? One stock left. Balloon Boy with 2. Uses the stock without even touching the side of the wall. Gets scared away by Balloon Boy. How does Radish bring this one back?
No, we'll see if he can go for the offstage. Like you said a little while ago, right? Like gauntlets are generally really strong in the offstage, but we haven't seen Radish utilize that. This might be that chance, something that he has not conditioned Balloon Boy for.
Okay, the patience is still being exhibited here. These nairs coming out from Radish, trying to yeet Balloon Boy toward the ground and maybe get a follow-up. Balloon Boy trying to be careful, throwing those blasters away and going for an unarmed recovery. Just doesn't want to end up in a situation where he's unable to recover. He recognizes the massive lead he has and does not want to give it up for free.
That being said, Radish doing a really good job trading efficiently. He's added up a lot of damage onto Balloon Boy. Side light, side air. Okay, this is definitely doable.
Let's see. Radish has that orb in hand. Is trailing damage-wise in a deficit, but Balloon Boy, I mean, just putting on so much pressure. These side airs have been a little bit oppressive in these past few games as well. Used to get back onto the stage, and at this point, you just start fishing for some falling side airs. You throw out a side light here and there. If you see Radish jumping a lot, you start going for maybe some X pivot nairs just to keep him honest, but this feels like Balloon Boy's game to win.
Radish, though, utilizing that soft platform, gets that side light, side air, and now Balloon Boy. I feel like he's a little bit scarier when he's got this bow. That extra reach that he has and how often he's hitting those signatures. Radish has got to be careful here.
We see the side light coming from
dodge
Balloon
in.
Boy.
Oh! The jump scare. It's not October. Instead, it is February, and it is Balloon Boy as our Logitech G Playdays champion for North America.
Just like that. Just lets it rip the side sig when you least expect it, Duke. Just full on dives like 007 right into the championship crown, I guess, because Radish admittedly looked pretty lost outside of that one game. Really wasn't able to get much going there. I mean, I do applaud him for sticking with the Petra all the way through. I thought we might see that Red Raptor a little bit, but it seemed like he had different plans or wanted to try something new going into the new year. And so, you know, all things considered, love to see that for Balloon Boy. Clearly one of the best players in North America right now. Had a pretty meteoric rise in 2024 alongside players like Markimu, and I only see him getting higher. I'm so happy to be able to kind of get an idea of how NA is looking right now.
Yeah, really nice peek into North America. Of course, it's a great start, like we said at the start of the show. A great start to the year. Great opportunity to see kind of what's been cooked up in the offseason. Most notably for me, Ahmet looking amazing on the EU side of things. But either way, really excited to see how this year is going to progress now.
Man, that was good. That was good. You just got that clear little wake up on me. But I'm curious to see how Frank's doing. We'll go ahead and toss it over to Frank, see how he's feeling after seeing that amazing grand finals on the North American side.
Yeah, I'm just excited we got to see a reset here, and it turned out to be kind of a banger. And, you know, I'll just say this. You miss 100% of the SIGs you don't take. And I think that's what, you know, happened with Balloon Boy there. You know, doesn't matter how many you missed if you hit the one that counts. So that was a great jump scare for the victory. But the resilience, I think, out of Balloon Boy. It's tough to power through a bracket reset like that and really stay looking that solid. You know, I commend both the players to kind of, you know, sticking with their original picks. You could obviously argue that, like, maybe you switch it up, but like you guys kind of alluded to, it being the start of a new year and a new season, you kind of want to be in the lab on some stuff, work some stuff out. So I think we got to see a little bit of that in effect here too, where, you know, players maybe either trying to cook up something new or just work on some matchups, that sort of thing. So, but that being said, you know, a really exciting grand finals, I think, across the board. Always love seeing Brawlhalla kind of picked up here with our Playdays events. Hopefully we'll get to see more now this year as well. Throw in some additional tournaments, and to the viewers, we hope you guys kind of enjoyed watching along with us. Hopefully you guys click those links in chat, get a chance to win some of those prize packs, some of those awesome in-game rewards. But I guess kind of we'll throw it to you guys across the board. Any final words before we kind of close things out here for today?
I think I just want to reiterate how excited I am for the years that we're going to have here in 2025. And of course, Logitech, absolutely happy that y'all started off 2024 with it. And now we're getting into 2025 with some Brawlhalla stuff. So like you kind of alluded to, I'm excited to see what y'all are going to bring to the table with 2025 Brawlhalla and Logitech stuff.
Yeah, and I gotta say, for me, I'm just excited to be here, to be able to talk over my favorite game in the world with one of my best companions, Duke. I mean, it's a great start to the year. Logitech Playdays are always lots of fun. I personally also use like a Logitech keyboard. Y'all probably can't see it, but like this is the boy that I'd be using that you guys saw in that little giveaway thing earlier, and it's great. I like playing Brawlhalla on it. I'm happy with it. I can't wait to see what the year has to bring for us.
Awesome. Yeah, and always a pleasure having you guys on the show. You guys killed it as always. And anyone tuned in, if you want to see kind of what we're up to, Playdays or otherwise, make sure to join that Discord. You can kind of get those updates firsthand. And yeah, from all of us here at Logitech G with our Playdays Brawlhalla event, we're so happy you guys tuned in. Hope you had a good time, and we'll see you all on the next one. Peace.